Hey, Scandal Squad. I'm waiting for somebody to come in. I'm waiting for y'all to come in so we can talk about day 3 at the Diddy trial. Come on in, you guys. I'm waiting for you guys to come in. And I apologize that I have to come in so late, but y'all know I am not, yeah, uh, I'm not even going to complain because there are people who have come to capture this trial as far away as Brazil, right? I mean, people are coming from all over Africa, everywhere, meeting different people in the courtroom. So it's really, really crazy. Um, but you guys come on in. We're gonna talk about it's been so I mean, it's really literally overwhelming. This is like the Super Bowl of for I mean, this is just so much this trial, they're saying that it's the trial of the century and there's so many people here. There's so many moving parts. There's the Diddy trial. There's all of the salaciousness behind it. And you guys, I'm gonna, turn my camera on real quick as I'm in the lobby of my daughter's apartment. So, I'm not in a place where I can be talking loud and everything. So I'm kind of being quiet. But today was crazy. Not only are we there, people there about, to capture the trial, there's so many media outlets there, just YouTubers, people from television, people that we see all the time. It's just like it's too much over sensory low for me. It's just a lot, but I didn't come live yesterday. Hey, Tawana, thank you for joining. Hit that like button for me, girl. Y'all, listen, I got to cough real quick. Hold on. It's so much going on in that courtroom. It is crazy. I got so many notes, so I'm not going to go by the notes because it'll take me too long to try to decipher and kind of be, straight, kind of read off the notes and everything. So let me start with some highlights. So you guys know yesterday was the first day that Cassie was on the stand. Y'all know that one of the SEX workers, y'all know with YouTube, we have to be careful. He was on the stand. I think he was one of the first ones that his name was Daniels, one of the first guys that she ever had to freak off with. And what I've said previously, it's, oh my God, if you are there, just because they have a screen, like if you can't get into the main courtroom because there's only so many seats for people that are non-press and if their family is there and the attorneys, so there's a limited capacity. So most of us, I mean, there's some people who are actually literally in that courtroom, but the thing is that they see the back of the heads. So I'm okay. I'm in like the overflow courtroom, and what we see is like the monitors, and it kind of zooms in on Diddy. You can see Diddy and you can see Cassie, so we get to really see them. And if you're in the actual courtroom where they are located, you would be able to see Cassie. You would, I don't know if you can see the jury. I don't know if they have like some kind of a barrier up, or if you can see the juror's face or whatever. But you can see Cassie for sure, and then they would be able to see the back of Diddy. And I think people have been saying, and I know you guys have seen the sketches, he's very, very gray. He looks like he's lost some weight. And here's the thing, everybody is interpreting this differently. Okay, everybody is interpreting this differently. So we got the government prosecuting, so I'm gonna just say government, and then we got Diddy's team. Okay, you guys, Diddy has and I may have talked about this on day one. Diddy has a huge team of attorneys. We heard that he has like about 7 or 8 attorneys of record. But y'all, what's crazy, sorry about that, is it's not just the attorneys of record that are representing him. His attorneys have additional attorneys. So there are people inside the courtroom trying to gauge how people are feeling. And so what they do is they kind of come and they bounce around and they ask us questions. Literally, people, hold on, y'all, I gotta clear my throat. I think I got allergies or something. So what they're doing is they're kind of sitting out in there in the galley with us, and they'll come ask questions. We know who some of the attorneys are, like they're Lisa Bloom, Gloria Allred, and some other like associate attorneys, the paralegals. Like it's crazy. There's people from like Netflix. People are, because they're probably going to be doing documentaries about this as well. Some people are solely focused on the trial, like what is being said, and others are observing like what's going on in the courtroom, what's going on in the hallways, and what's going on outside. And so outside, that's where you have a lot of your CNN, you have like all the major media outlets outside, right? And then they got their people inside. When I tell you it's like a zoo, it's like a zoo. But of course, once you get into the court, it's law and order. They make you, you have to comply. They take our cell phones. So we're not supposed to be reporting until days in. I think some people may get their phones midday, but today I had to check my cell phone, right, before court ended. And so I went down, because you have to check your phone. And the guy literally stood there, wanted to hear me make my phone call. He's like, you're not going to be reporting about anything going on inside right now, are you? And I'm like, no. And so, because they give you a little, little medallion or whatever so that you can, check your stuff. And they stand right there. And I just needed to check my cell phone, just to look for a message. They're literally looking in your face because they want to make sure everything is on the up and up. You're not supposed to be taking pictures. You're not supposed to be recording. So security is tight. So today, again, like I said, Cassie was on the stand. She looked really good. It looks like she's about to have that baby any day. We could literally see her standing up, when the judge says all rise, when the jury comes in and everything. So we could literally see her. She's pregnant. A face, you could see her face looks like she's not done up or anything, but she just looks good. Face looks good and everything. You can see Diddy's posture as she's on the stand. Remember, we're looking at it through a monitor. So there's a monitor facing Diddy. So we see Diddy, all the attorneys, we see Diddy. He's like in the third row behind the table of attorneys. And then Cassie's on the witness stand. So you can see him just looking at her. Now, here's the crazy thing. With Diddy there, it's a different kind of courtroom setup. It generally, like I said before, it's like a split. One side is the prosecuting on one side and the defense on the other. Well, in this one, everybody, it's like a row. It's the government, because it's federal court, so maybe that's why it's a little different. So it's the prosecuting side, then it's the defense, Diddy, and then you can see his mom. I believe it's like in the first row. She's kind of sitting behind him, and you can see everybody sitting out there, and everybody is so attentive, right? The crazy thing about it is you got Cassie on the witness stand. Diddy's family is right there in the front now. Okay, and I know you guys have heard information about the fact that they did not want her husband, Alex Fine. They didn't want him in the court because they don't want him, if he has to testify, they don't want about certain things. They did not want him to, hear what she was saying or, so that was one of the things that they were going back and forth about, that he shouldn't be in the courtroom at a particular time. However, it's my understanding that he was allowed in the court. I saw him in the overflow room because he was sitting behind us yesterday, but I did not see him in the overflow court today. Now, yesterday was kind of crazy because that was the first day that Cassie testified. So people were waiting outside because, when the families come in and go and exit, everybody wants to see the families, right? Everybody wants to get see them going into the court. And before I've ever come to any of his hearings, I would watch that on television, and you kind of see them walking in with Janice Combs and, the girls and everything. Well, now literally we're right there seeing them. They're going in, they have to check in just like us. They do kind of have sometimes it's a little, they walk them in a little bit differently, but they still have to go through the security check. So we get to see all of that. So it's almost like they're in a fishbowl. And I'm going to say, they're not very happy about it. So I have a video. If you guys see my shorts, I did a video. I got like some t-shirts, right? and I have my logo on it. So it says Celebrity Scandalous. And so I've been wearing my t-shirts, just kind of like a little promo, a little marketing. Now, some people might think it's gauche, whatever. I don't give a damn, because this is what I'm here for. I want you see my name, right? Celebrity Scandalous. Well, they are on a particular floor in the building, and I'm just not going to say it because we're not supposed to. And I went up there. That's where the main courtroom is, right? Where they are. We were like on a break. This was yesterday. And so I've been wearing my logo, my t-shirts with my logo on it. And y'all know my title is Celebrity Scandal Lust. Scandal and the lust part, right? So I go onto the floor. I'm just trying to go to the bathroom because everything on our floor is so crowded. I gotta go. I go up on the floor. The family members are standing outside of the courtroom because when they take a break, I mean, everybody's breaking, right? So we're running out of the courtroom. When I tell you, one of the ladies, okay, and y'all know I got the white nails. It's kind of like a tongue in cheek, it's probably in poor taste, but hell, again, this is a celebrity gossip channel. We here for entertainment. We here for the trolling and all of that stuff, right? So the first thing, I go in the bathroom. I got like white nails on one hand. I look over, the woman comes out, and she had been standing with like the ladies, like Diddy's family members are outside. So the girls were standing there. Sarah Chapman, I think that's her last name, Sarah, one of the baby's moms, and some other women kind of look familiar, but I don't want to say because I'm not sure. We did see Misa Hilton. She's got like these long white or gold braids on. All of these women are very well kept, very coiffed, the girls are like ballerinas, very poised. So I'm in the bathroom. I got the white nails on just as a joke to, some degree because of the Diddy white nails, right? I look over this woman and she looks to be like in her late 40s, mid 40s, very attractive woman. The white nails, y'all. I said, God damn. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, is this a real thing? Like, these women are wearing freak off nails. Y'all at court and you got the freak off nails. I got them because I'm just being a clown. Y'all got them for real? Like, it's because he messed with a lot of those women and they were there standing in a little cluster. He got family and all his exes. I'm not saying all because, there was Misa. There's Sarah Chapman. Of course, unfortunately, Kim Porter's not here. And whomever else, right? So I go out and, of course, I'm trying to, because they have like security in terms of going into that main courtroom because, Cassie was back there and they want to keep everybody safe and, and so it's a little tighter security on that floor. So I'm kind of bopping around and I got my shirt on that says Celebrity Scandalous and it's big and it's just like an eyesore. It's out there. One of the women, okay, because like I said, it's about six of them and the girls are there too. So I come out and they're all dressed very well manicured, you guys. These women look good, okay? I'm in my sweat. I got some cute little cargo sweatpants in my t-shirt because I'm advertising. One of the ladies kind of the first woman looks over and she just gives me a foul look, you guys. It was like a look of disgust. Then she turns around because they're almost in like a half circle. She looks at one of the other women, like around the Sarah Chapman lady. And then they make eye contact and then they all just kind of turn and look at me. I'm going to say about 4 of them. They kind of just look and give me a nasty glare. And when I tell you, it felt like, oh my God, if these women could smack the ish out of me, I said, girl, let me get off this floor because you could just tell they are tired of people. They're like in a fishbowl at this point. Everywhere you go, everywhere they go within the courtroom, people are staring at them because there's a lot of glass and stuff and windows. So even when they're checking in, like people are looking at them. And so I got an opportunity to talk to some of the security, like the police officers who patrol and let us in and go up and down the floors. And they were saying that the family is just getting really upset. Like, again, this is hearsay, y'all. So remember, everybody has their perception of what's happening and what's going on. None of this is fact-based, but I'm just telling you, one of the gentlemen that I spoke with, he was saying that they're getting mad because when they come in, people are staring at them, and it just gets, it's a loud clamor. Like whenever the girls, or whenever you see, I saw Quincy, I saw not Justin, the other guy, the one that looks just like Diddy, and I'm sorry, you guys, I'm forgetting some of the names. But whenever one of the kids, or even like Misa or whoever comes, there's all this chatter. Oh, blah, 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 people are just going crazy, and they're trying to get pictures. We can't get pictures inside the courthouse, but everybody is just like clamoring around. You hear people like just scurrying about, and they're getting tired of it. And I can imagine and understand he's fighting for his life. So his family, and this is not, and I'm just being objective here, but you got to think about the family. They are there to support. Now, yesterday, towards the end of the day, Cassie's husband, that was another one. Like I said, we saw him at the back of the court. He was sitting back there by himself. Somebody said, okay, Tawana, so you say the girl should have never been there. Now, that's, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying, why are his girls there? And they weren't there I did not see them there today. So I'm not going to say they weren't there, but I did not see them there. And most people were saying they weren't there today because they have school. And now I can't confirm this, but I'm hearing that they're probably getting ready to graduate. Like this is, that this is the time that they've got things going on in school themselves. So, but a lot of people said that they should not have been there. But let me tell you guys this. I can't confirm this because, again, I was on a different floor. People are saying that there was one point when Cassie was talking yesterday, because they were there yesterday. I saw them yesterday myself. When she was on the stand talking about, man, the freak offs got graphic. And remember, the male sex worker was talking about it too. People who were in the main courtroom said that at some point when the girls were listening to the graphic details of the things that were going on, that they got up and left out. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what they're reporting. I mean, and I understand because today when Cassie was being interviewed, she was saying that Diddy, one of the things when he would attack her, and I have to be careful how I say certain things, y'all know YouTube. When he would attack her, he would make her go away. So the government was asking, because this was under direct, like she just started the cross exam late in the day. So the prosecuting side, they're just kind of setting up everything, how did he treated her and everything. She was disclosing the fact that she was saying that, hey girl, were you there too? Tawana, were you there? Because girl, if you are in the court, come find me or tell me where to find you. Let me know if you're there, because I know some people who are around and everything. People are coming and stuff, and I'm meeting a lot of other YouTubers. So let me know if you are in the courtroom, girl. Let's find each other. But what was I saying? Okay, let me see. Dang, I be getting I be getting off topic. Yep, she had to go to yes. So she had to go to the hotel, and so they were asking her like why, and she had to wear sunglasses and cover up. And he said, because my son can't see you. He didn't say children. Hey, swag. Oh, let me see if I can mod you. For some reason, still not letting me do it. Man, I got to figure out how to do it. I had actually looked. Let me try one other thing. I had actually tried to look and see if I could do it, but okay, I got to figure it out later. But anyway, yeah, he was like, I don't want my son to see it. So that to me means you know what the F you're doing. If you were trying to be covert about all this stuff that you're doing, you don't want your sons to see her. She would have to go stay at a hotel for days at a time. Days at a time. Okay, Tawana. And shout out to Swag Champ. Thank you for joining again. And Tawana says, no, I wish I know someone there. They are taking my notes. Okay, cool. I'm taking notes for you too, girl. I'm taking notes for you too. It's just hard for me to go live because the court is in New York, and I have to shuttle back here to Jersey, and it takes us about an hour and a half or almost 2 hours to get back over here. And so I don't have all the setup to be going live after. And it's been raining and it's just crazy out there. They even had a fight outside. People be coming by, Diddy didn't do it, Diddy didn't do it. I mean, it's like a literal madhouse. And every time somebody, even the attorneys like Brian Steele and Nicole Westmoreland, anytime somebody comes in or out the building, I'm talking about in the beginning, in the mornings, or even at the end, late in the day, everybody starts running. People are trying to get pictures. People are selling these pictures. People are putting their watermarks on these pictures. Everybody wants to get, okay, Swag Chap, thank you. Everybody wants to get their, get their little cash off of this. Tawana says, girl, we would have put up for you a hotel for the, oh, that's so sweet. No, I had a hotel for, girl, let me tell y'all about the hotels. Let me tell you, when I got this hotel, and I got it maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I think I paid like $250, $260 a night, right? Nice hotel is a nice hotel. So, you guys know, those of you who follow me know that my daughter just moved to Jersey. That's literally why I'm here. So it all worked out because she had to move here for her job. So we got her moved in. And so she has her little apartment. And so I was like, okay, I could stay in Jersey and commute over there. I really didn't know the logistics of being in New York and Jersey. I didn't know how difficult it was going to be to shuttle back and forth. So for the opening arguments, I made sure that I had a hotel room in New York, in Manhattan, for day one, right? So when I arrived to the hotel Sunday, I got there Sunday, I said, if I just want to extend this for an additional night or a couple nights, how much would it be? Because I would have preferred to have stayed in Manhattan, right? So I could just go to court, right there, catch an Uber. I told you guys, the room I had was like $250, $260. She told me $749 a night. What? Excuse me? No. No, ma'am. Right? So, no, I didn't get the room. Listen, I appreciate people on YouTube, and I know a lot of content creators be asking for stuff. I just want y'all to like the videos, share the videos, get the likes up. That's how we make our money. So if y'all do that, that's for me. But so I did have a couple nights at the hotel, and so I don't know if you guys are familiar with Max V World. He has a YouTube channel, and he's out here in Jersey, so he's been letting me. Yes, it skyrocketed over price gouging. Exactly. How does a hotel room go from $250, same room? She said, "Oh yeah, she said, I know it's really high here. Go on Priceline; it might be a little cheaper." She said, "And if you get it, we'll just let you keep the same room." So you're gonna charge me $260 tonight, and then tomorrow I gotta pay $7 something. And if they quote the $7 something, it's gonna be taxes and all these additional fees. So anyway, I didn't do it. I just went ahead and stayed for a few nights, and now I'm in Jersey, going back and forth. But it was so many people out there. Now you guys know I am in the lobby of this apartment building, operating on one leg of a Wi-Fi, because I don't have any Wi-Fi in the lobby, so I'm using my cell phone as my hotspot. Y'all, it's just been crazy. But y'all, and I want to show you guys, did y'all see Lauren LaRosa? Lauren LaRosa shouted me out. So she did a little video. I met Lauren LaRosa from the Breakfast Club. She's so fabulous. I had met her because I saw her in the courtroom, and she was standing, and it wasn't anywhere to sit down. And so she was kind of looking around, and some lady was like saving a seat for somebody. And I'm like, oh, hell no, Lauren gonna get the seat over here, because these hips we got, scoot down. So so she sat by us and stuff. And oh, you know what? Oh, I didn't give it to her. Oh, wait, I didn't. You know what? I didn't. I ain't gonna lie. But I'll see her. I'll see her. I'll see her again. It was so much going on. I'm telling you, I was frazzled. But she did a shout out to my channel, and she also, I was in one of her videos. She was talking about, recapping things that had happened that day. And she was like, shout your channel out. So the crazy thing about it, you guys, is I'm from California, and my daughter, and so, Lauren is big. I mean, I know she's big, but shout me out on my channel. That just means most of my subscribers will see it, right? Well, she was talking about what was going on. She was like, girl, come here, or whatever she said. And she said, shout your channel out. So I did. My daughter's friends, parents, reached out to my daughter saying, we saw your mom. She was with Laura LaRosa. And so it's been amazing. When I tell you, it, aside from even Cassie, because that's just a whole nother level, it's just so much. The YouTubers are so nice. Most of them that I met Armand Wiggins. Y'all know Armand is a big personality. Me and him, let's see, Swag Champ says big up celebrity for the shout out from Lauren. Yeah, thank you. Yes, she's a sweetheart. I mean, because she didn't have to do it. But I did see Armand Wiggins. We had a little situation where people were cutting the lines and stuff. And so I was asking, well, did y'all let some people chip you? And then Armand was like, what? So we had a little exchange, and then we ended up hugging. He is so sweet. And let me tell y'all something. I said, oh, Lord, Armand will read you down. And I guess he could tell that I'm an auntie. So he was like, I'm not even going to mess with her. Because, so we hugged and everything. That was so pleasant. I did see Jaguar, right? I can't remember some of the stuff that I told you guys already. These are just kind of behind the scenes kind of things. But getting to her testimony, the sex worker, one of the things, yes, Armand. Oh my God. So Armand, so I was asking about people jipping the line. And so Armand was like, never mind, I'm gonna go to the back. So once we ironed it out, I said, because Armand wanted to get into the main courtroom, just like a lot of other people. But me, I'm kind of chill. I'm like, okay, whatever. I ain't really tripping. As long as I can see them on the monitor, hear the same stuff that y'all hear, I'm good. So I was like, so look, our mom went to the back, and I said, I'm gonna walk your ass back to the spot that you were in. We're not having that, because I'm not having people say that celebrity was a problem from Oakland, because y'all think we all got problems. So it was so much fun, so much love. I think I told you guys I got to see Tisa. We talked to Tisa. Tisa knows some people, y'all. So when she be giving some inside stuff or whatever, it sounds like one of the people in the lobby told me that some of the YouTubers, they really got the hookup. So they got the behind the scenes. So it's good if you know somebody who works there. So that's why I've been kind of trying to rub elbows and schmooze up to some of the people, because they get all of the, they know about the evidence. They know about the behind the scenes. Because like when Cassie's husband left yesterday, he looked pissed, and I feel like he was upset because, first of all, people are saying he was upset because of her testimony. It could be. You sit and listen to this sex worker talk about all of the things that they did with your wife, and saying, she wants pictures of a big black, that's a lot. And I can imagine that, yes, Swag Champ. Yeah, okay, you are in New York. Yeah, I am. And honestly, the people, yes, Jaguar Rent. Yes, Jag is here. I don't know if I told you guys I saw Jag. I did speak to her, and Jag is like, hey, she is the ish, right? Yes, she does. Yeah, the guy said that she has because she was going in and out where they told a lot of us we couldn't. So if you kind of know the right people or whatever, like the one guy was like, okay, if you need something, let me know. And actually, I said I was going to mention him tonight. So if you listening, you know who you are, right? And I'll see you tomorrow. So y'all, listen. The Cassie part is a mess. So today when I went to go get my cell phone, the guy came. One, I had to, you check your cell phone in. And so there are different people at different times of the day that you have to get your electronic devices from. So I came down, and they were midway through. And he's like, what do you need? What do you need it for? You're not going to be calling anybody. He goes, are you part of the family? And I'm like, no, I'm not part of the family. Um, I was like, why? I said, I don't think nobody wants to be part of that family right about now because they are under the microscope. So we were laughing. And they're really they're really really friendly, and they if you have a YouTube channel, people like to talk. That's the thing. They don't want you to use names, but they was telling us about there were a lot of people who were waiting for Cassie to come down yesterday. And so people were going to one part of the building, but the one guy was saying, no, you're not going to get to see her. Because I wanted to see too. I mean, I wasn't going to chase her or do like they did her husband. But her husband went out through the front the way all of us go out. And like I said, they were chasing him and he looked very upset. But the one of the guys that we had started talking to, and I was with Infamous Sylvia. She's another YouTuber. I know you guys know Infamous Sylvia because she covers the YSL. She covers that case, and that's kind of what and she did the R. Kelly trial as well. So we everybody was trying to go to a certain part so they could see her come out, and they told us that no, that she is they duck her out, not the same way they do Diddy, but they are keeping her protected. They did not want people seeing her. So she's the witness that they don't want nothing happen to her. She's pregnant. They were being super duper cautious, as well they should. Let me see what Swag Champ is in. Make sure you network. Okay, I saw that. Tisa always get yes. Okay, so you said her husband shouldn't have went. You know what they were saying? Okay, so that's another thing. Her husband wants to be her he was there for her support, just like Diddy's whole family was there. Like, I know a lot of people, you would think, I just wouldn't want to sit there and listen to stuff like that. But you could tell, like, the first day, not as much today, but his mom, like, I didn't see her as much. I think she sat in a different position, so the camera wasn't as focused on her. Or maybe she was in the same one, but she wasn't as visible to me today. But you could see that the mom was wiping her eyes. And, you got to think Cassie was with that family for 10 years, 11. She was with them for a very long time. And she had a relationship with those kids, his family. And they're sitting there listening to, you say, yeah, she's very pregnant. Now, there's some different people are saying, they were talking about her due date, right? As to why. So there are some other attorneys. Y'all know who some of these people are. So I have to be careful because these attorneys will sue you. But some of the attorneys that were sitting and watching were saying that the prosecution should not have brought her on so soon. And I understand what they're saying. They said, because if you're looking at about almost 6 weeks or 2 months of testimony, it kind of wanes, right? It loses the impact. And so one person that you guys know, she was making the comment that she said Diddy was cooked, but she said that but still she didn't think the way their strategy was good. So we'll have to see. Dore Dodu says husband is happy with 30 million. No, actually, she didn't get 30 million. She got 20 million. So 20 million is still great, Charles. So that's another thing that came out. So let's talk about this. So the NDA, we all know that she signed the NDA, and everybody was saying, if you sign an NDA, you can't talk about it. I've signed the NDA before as well because I sued a company. And so you can talk about certain particulars, but you're not supposed to disclose the items of the settlement. So generally speaking, when you sign the NDA, and I told you guys before, and y'all already know, you sign NDAs if you work at a McDonald's. If you know how to make the secret sauce, you're probably signing something to say that you're not going to disclose that secret. It's patented and all that stuff. Those are kind of NDAs or non-disclosures, right? So, it's not that it doesn't count in court. It's the fact that it doesn't count because there's a criminal proceeding, and the fact that he had been indicted. So if you do something that's criminal, then that can she would if this hadn't gone, if there was not the indictment, and this wasn't part of the federal investigation and all of the testimony that they're requiring, she could not talk about it. But because she's on the stand, and they're asking her, she has to disclose it, right? And so she actually got $20 million. Now, I remember in the beginning, everybody said 30 million, but on record, which is what we heard under direct questioning, direct examination, she got 20 million. So they asked her how, it's void. Once you're on that stand under federal, because you're there probably for some criminal issue, they can ask you anything. You're not going to tell them no. And because we already know that Cassie probably was going to be facing some charges too, because she's being considered an informant. So I mean, she gonna tell them what they want to know. Who gonna go up against the feds, right? Tawana says she thinks he should have sat there with earplugs. Well, and that's interesting because I was saying, so today was worse than yesterday. Yesterday was bad. Like we heard the sex worker, and we were like, okay, did he like to sit and watch her do certain things? He liked to watch, and it was kinky. But I'm telling you, as the days have gone on, it's gotten worse. Today was the worst that I've heard. Exactly, Tawana. That's what the one attorney was saying. Is that, I mean, we saw the tape. We saw the tape, and that's pretty much domestic violence. But it's the history and the amount of abuse and all of those other things. Oh, let me tell you guys this. Like certain things are popping up in my mind while I'm talking to you. Cassie also admitted to punching Diddy before. So they're going to try to, the defense, they're going to try to use that against her as well. In my opinion, there's no way you can say that she was equally as violent as Diddy because he's done it to other women too. Now, if he just had a toxic relationship with Cassie, you could say it was isolated to this relationship. But we understand with other witnesses that are supposed to be coming forward that this is his history. This is how he treats women, right? So Cassie talked about an incident where she popped off and punched him in the head. And then he proceeded to just wail on her, right? I mean, she got one of the worst beat downs that she had. That was a bad one, but she initiated it because how the law is. If you talk, hey, Lulu, welcome. My mod is here. Hey, you guys go follow Lulu's Divine Flow. Welcome, Lulu. Thank you for joining. You guys know with domestic issues, it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to initiate them. You can be just, you're just as liable as the other person. But Cassie also talks about, you guys, in the drugs. That's another thing. Cassie also talks about she got upset. Somebody was taking a photo of her, and she was somewhere. And I don't know if her mom said something, but she actually went to somebody's car, some girl's car, and started punching on the girl. She punched the girl in the head. So it sounds like she has some propensity to maybe be a little bit violent herself. I don't know if it's the drugs. I don't know. But here's the thing, you guys. What I didn't know is she went to rehab in February of 2023, which is before she filed the case against Diddy. Now, that was big to me because they're saying that Diddy was responsible for all of her drug usage, but even after being with Diddy, it continued on because they were no longer an item in 2018. But she was still doing, she pretty much said she had it bad. Now let me say this: in 2023, she was already married, right, to Alex Fine. I saw pictures, and if y'all go back, I said this, that I thought on some of the pictures where they were together from early on that he looks like he was a druggie too. I'm sorry, I do. Yes, y'all, please hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Alex looks like he was doing pharmaceuticals. I'm sorry. If you look at them, go look at some of the pictures. Like if you look before like 2017, there are some photos where this man is fine. Her husband's a good-looking man, okay? But then there's a point in which they look kind of messed up. So I had no clue that she was still doing drugs up until 2023. even after she had her children, or I don't know how many kids she had at the time. She also said that she had to go. So the way that she arrived at even suing him, because so today, right before we ended her testimony, before it's going to be the cross examination, which started towards the end of the day. They didn't get very far, so it'll be fresh in the morning. She said what happened was she had went to rehab. She started writing. She was starting to write her feelings. She was just like, she wasn't even really trying to do anything to Diddy. But you know how you like, she's gotten clean, she's gone to therapy, she has this baby. She had gone through a period where she wanted to unalive herself. She said she wanted to walk in traffic, and she told her husband he could do it without her. Well, come on now, her husband's like, what do you mean do it without? Like, we got to raise these kids. Like, this is not happening. We got to get it together. So I believe that they went to drug rehab together. But anyway, she went to rehab and trauma therapy. And through the rehab and trauma therapy, she started recording and writing down, what was going on with her and Diddy, right? And so that's how it started. So another piece of evidence, and I got to look at my notes and to say where this came from. But someone said that one of the final straws for her as well was at one of those award shows. Do you guys remember after Kim Porter died, Diddy, I believe, was getting some kind of a award of the year, or entertainer of the year, or something, a lifetime achievement award. And so he said he was thanking everybody. He said, and thank you, Cassie. But remember, Cassie was already with her husband, and her husband had made a tweet saying something derogatory towards Diddy, saying you part of the rainbow community or something like that. So they're saying it was that tweet also that kind of got her to her breaking point with him. Like, you're taunting me, you've done all this stuff, and you still gonna be public enough, and thank me. Because I think he said something like, I still love you, thanks for holding me down. And that was an insult to her husband, because she's married at this point. So they said that was the catalyst, all of these things that just kind of culminated to make her say, okay, I'm about to get your ass in some trouble. Okay. Well, not necessarily. Okay. She wasn't trying to get him in trouble, but what she did was she wrote her, she was writing her situation. She was going to do a book. And so apparently she sent it to Diddy and his chief of staff, which was Christina Courtoom. So she sent it to them. They never responded. No response. She reached out to Diddy. No response. So she reached out to Christina, and she said, hey, did Diddy see it? And honestly, I believe she did ask for some money at that time, but she was like saying, I'm gonna write this book. Y'all need to pay me. And because of the way that Diddy had treated her, and I know you guys have heard all the things about how he, urinated on her and all of the stuff that happened. He had done this woman so bad and treated her like just a pet. Like, you might as well say, my dog gets treated better than that. Hell, my dog, y'all know I'm from California. My dog is here in Jersey with me. Okay. So I'm just saying. So he treated her less than human. He never thought that Cassie had the capacity, the strength to do what she did. So when she sent the book saying, oh, I'm about to expose this if you don't give me some money, it was like no response. So she spoke to Christina Courtoom, and she was like, hey, did Diddy respond? And she said one of the main things that she wanted him to do was acknowledge what he had done to her. That's one of the key things. I mean, I'm sure she was motivated by money, because she said, I need to be compensated for the pain and suffering. After she went through this trauma therapy, she realized that this man really messed you up. You are entitled to some kind of something. And so when she reached out to Christina Courtoom, and they pretty much ignored her, and it was like, you're a joke, that's when she got serious. And she had already had an attorney who had been representing her in her modeling gigs and different things that she had been doing. And that's what kind of set it off. And the fact that he didn't respond. And so after she kept reaching out, I think she sent him the manuscript or something. She didn't even send him the lawsuit or whatever. It wasn't until she filed, and that's when he saw it was a reality. We all know the rest. We all know the history because they repeated it in court today. She said within 24 hours he settled, and it was for $20 million. So, I mean, how do you put a price tag on that? Now, getting to back to her testimony, I know people are reporting on what she said, but I wish people could hear. I wish they could play her voice and how broken she sounded when she was articulating how he treated her and how what she felt her self-worth was. Just to hear her voice, she did cry a little. She cried more today than she did yesterday. I saw some things online saying that she broke down and she went off or she crashed out. No, she didn't. She held up very, very well. Considering, listen, your husband, you got children, you're talking about a man, two men, because she talked about one incident, because Diddy would like to do the golden showers, right? With another, the whoever their partner was, and they weren't having sex. It was an experience. Um, and one time they were doing it at the same time, and she almost choked. There were times that she would literally pass out from either the DRUGSs, from doing it so much, just fatigue. Like she was just worn out. I know today, or apparently yesterday, I haven't seen his I have not seen his interview, but they're saying Jonathan Oddie, and I have a video that I did about a week ago, or a few days ago anyway, where his wife came out, his ex-wife talked about how he was actually with, I know, it's disgusting. Right, Lulu, it's hard retelling. Like she would talk about it and she remained very calm. Now, y'all remember she's been through therapy, trauma therapy. So she's probably, when you go through those kind of therapies, I guess they give her coping tools and how to, so she was pretty calm. But there are times where she just like, she would break a little bit. Now, I saw one video saying Cassie crashed out. No, she didn't. She didn't. She might be like, because a little whimper or something. And then she would pull it together. But let me see, what was I saying? So she talked about how she literally would almost choke on the urine from two men in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? How he would make the men ejaculate inside of her and then want her to rub it on rub it on. Come on, y'all. And I know you guys probably heard all this stuff because everybody's talking about it. It's the headlines. And it's like, at this point, I feel like Cassie's still holding back. Some of us who were talking about her, how she responded on the witness stand, right, Swagger? I don't think most men want that. You know what I'm saying? He don't want another man's semen and to be rubbed on his nipples. Like it's like you are the woman. Like what's up with you? Another man? Like he would literally, y'all listen to and I don't know how deep how they. I haven't seen people reporting this, but if they had a worker come, and y'all know it's the S worker, if they hired a worker and he was not able to eject, get as much fluids, let me just say it like that, as Diddy wanted, they would not get paid as much. So let's say somebody comes and he does a good job and he's able to do it 2 times and he's able to give a nice amount of fluids. He would give the fluids on Cassie's body, and then Cassie would have to go in the bedroom with Diddy and then rub it on him. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Now she's saying that when they would meet with these men, that she would say her husband, because she called him her husband, that he wasn't gay. But I mean, he's got to at least be bi, because the stuff that they were doing, him watching her with these other men, I mean, where's the love there? And okay, let's even say that he didn't mind watching her with other men, but you're abusing her. she's getting STI or UTI, she call them. Yeah, UTIs. Excuse me, you guys. She's getting these infections, and he's still making her perform at these freak offs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not care. She would talk about how they might be doing a freak off, because remember, you guys heard that they would have those IV fluids, right? After a long session, they would get the IV fluids. So there would be times where if she took certain drugs, because they took almost everything, that she might get sick or, almost pass out, and she'd throw up. She would throw up. She might throw up, and maybe within a couple minutes, he would say, okay, let's go. Let's get back in. She's like, she could be like, I can't do it. Oh, yes, you can. This man was sick. He cared nothing about her well-being. He beat her down to the point where mentally, she said that's all she felt she was good for. That's all she felt she was good for. She felt like she could not provide anything else other than to be, how they call it, a CUN bucket or whatever. And honestly, if you listen to her testimony, she was basically a S worker herself. Now, I don't know if she knows it or not, but if you listen to the testimony, Diddy was like the pimp. She was not giving him money or anything like a streetwalker, but she was definitely a S worker. And it's sort of like her pay or she was provided, with her lifestyle and money and bags and, flights and stuff. But she was his S worker. She was under the impression, kind of the way she tells it, is that she was his girlfriend. He was never monogamous to her. And if you listen closely, I mean, for, those of us who are a little bit more mature, she was young then. She was mainly his entertainment. Diddy did not seem like he showed any love or compassion for her. None. If anything, he pretty much sounded like he loathed her or hated her, and she was only good for one thing. And I feel like maybe he had some kind of internal mental issues as to why he hated her so much, because he couldn't face what he was doing himself. Lulu says, my daughter wants to know who started the IV. Who started the IVs for them, or how did it start? She didn't really focus when the prosecuting attorney was asking those questions. No, they have in Los Angeles, it's really big where, like, say if you have migraines or if you party and you get dehydrated, they'll bring the IVs. They have, like, I don't know if they're nurses or what kind of clinicians they are, but they will bring the IVs to your hotel or your home. So that's kind of routine. That's common, especially in Los Angeles. I don't know if they do it a lot here, but Diddy, he has a lot of people that he can hire, right? Whenever she would, okay, you guys, my battery is getting low, so it's saying I'm about to cut out. But anyway, y'all, I will see you guys later. I'm not, like, I don't have all of my stuff together, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be bringing you some more tea, and y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.